Welcome everybody to a tutorial about how to set up yourself for streaming or recording your content. I will be using OBS today. There are a variety of different ones you could use. You could use OBS, you could use XSplit, you could use Streamlabs, so on and so forth. But I'm BlaiseMcBaine. I'm one of the Guardian's mental health ambassadors, and I'm here to kind of help set you up and learn the ways. Specifically, I like OBS because it's pretty simple. You can customize it really, really well, but it's not over the top when you start it out. So for instance, we're going to take some of the features I have away for the moment, and we will get back to those in just a second. Obviously, you see a lot of me throughout here and a lot of my audio mixer and things of that nature, but that is okay. First and foremost, I have scenes set up. These are pretty simple. You can set up whatever scene you want. I have an overlay, so mine can be pretty complex where I have all these different things going on. But for instance, I have a podcast one, and I can swap in between, like turning off my camera, my background, and that, and it's pretty simple. Or you can switch to having like a just chatting overlay, and you can set all these up really easy. There's lots of places to get overlays for free if you're starting out, and they come with a setup for OBS. It's really nice to follow. But we're going to assume that we got that part done. And if you have questions, always feel to reach out. Also, if you have feedback about this video, reach out. If I have to re-record it and get something new put in that you think is really, really important or would help out, I'd love to get that added in first and foremost. But if you're starting out streaming and you download OBS, this is basically what you see. This is going to be a little bit empty. This is obviously going to be empty. But you go up here to File. You go to Settings. And these are your general settings. We can go through here. There's nothing too crazy you have to worry about on this front. Really what we care about is going into Stream right here. And for Stream, you select your services. You might be doing Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or you might be multi-streaming to, YouTube and Twitch or YouTube and TikTok, whatever it may be. And if that's the case, maybe you're using Restream.io. There are other providers as well. For instance, if you're running production for like an esports thing like I do, sometimes you have to stream your perspective to another individual that has an SRT set up. So there's a lot of different ways to use OBS in that facet. So keep that in mind. I use Twitch, so we click on Twitch. I let it go ahead and decide which server it's going to connect me to, generally the one that's closest to me. If you want to go select one, you are more than welcome to do so. And then you have options. You can actually log into your account, or you can do a stream key. Both work. I choose to log into my account. I find that easier, and that's just what I do. Along with that, we see here that they have given you a maximum video bitrate and audio bitrate based off of your internet connection and PC settings. You can choose to ignore these if you want by clicking ignore, hitting yes, and then going and doing your own settings. You can leave them on. It's up to you. I just leave that part alone because these are the settings I typically do anyway, so why bother changing them? Where you start getting into a little bit more of the nitty gritty is you have to go over to output, and here we have some settings that you may want to mess around with. Maybe we do want to change our bitrate from 6,000 to something else. I stream at 6,000 because I'm streaming for 1080p. If you want to do less than that, obviously you can go down 720p. Lowering that bitrate might make things easier for you on your upload, but also on your PC itself. And I have my preset set to medium quality here, high quality tuning with 2 passes. This is adjustable by preference. Like for instance, when I was streaming Diablo 4 recently, I set it to fastest and lowest quality, hit apply, and that's what I went with. But you could go right here in the middle and be okay as well. And then for recording, the streaming and recording are probably the ones you want to mess with the most if you're going to, like choosing where you're going to record to and how it's going to be formatted at the scale, that kind of thing. Again, you can do your bit right here and all that fun stuff. So those are probably the two you want to mess with the most, because you want to make sure you know where you're saving your videos, and you want to make sure it's the quality you want for your videos. And videos can be higher quality much easier than your streaming quality. So keep that in mind. Obviously, if you want to mess with your audio and replay buffer, you are more than welcome to. Along with your audio, make sure that you have this set up. I have my desktop audio, I have my mic and auxiliary audio. You can see it says SteelSeries Sonar. This is a noise gate software that I use, much like Voicemeeter. I just prefer Sonar from the use I've got out of it. This allows me to make it where only I hear Discord audio, or when I want to, or only I hear the music when I want to, or I can share it with Stream. It gives me a lot of control over my audio. If that's something you want to check out, it is a great way to learn how to split audio without getting overly complicated. So I do suggest maybe checking out a noise gate at some point if you're getting into content creation. Also, make sure it's turned on because I've recorded this video one time already today and realized my microphone was not picking up because I didn't turn it on, which is, sometimes something that happens. There will be times where you boot stream and then you'll get something in chat that says, hey, by the way, you're muted. And, we've all done it. Mic checks are a big thing. So always having that checklist when you go to start stream, probably a big thing. Make sure you have the lighting you want, make sure your mic's turned on, make sure you have the settings you want like we're going through right now. And all those things are going to feel really good. Just make sure you have the settings that you want. Making a little pregame checklist there would be a great thing. We go to video. Here you have some ideas of like, hey, do I want to stream 1080 or do I want to stream 720? I have a 1080 canvas, so I do a 1080 stream because I am able to do that with my internet provider and my settings on my PC. So at that point, I then can mess with FPS. Sometimes if I'm playing a higher quality game, I might lower my FPS just to make sure I'm providing a good quality without a lot of frame tear or hiccups on my stream side. And that's an easy thing to change. You just can't change it while you're streaming or recording. You have to do that beforehand. So again, that pre-stream checklist could be very important. You may want to make hotkeys for when you're starting stream, stopping stream, doing a recording, so forth. I have a stream deck, so I have it all set to that. So it's its own thing separate from me recording that makes it easy for me to move through screens and things. So that's really awesome. And after that, you're pretty much good on the settings. I mentioned earlier that one of the things I liked about OBS was the fact that it's very customizable without a ton of clutter and extra things going on. So one of the things I like to do is I like to go to Docs, and Docs is where you can find your scenes, your sources, audio mixer, scene transition, and controls, which are all these lovely things down here at the bottom. You can choose to turn them on. You can choose to turn them off. For instance, I don't have to see scene transitions. I always have it set to where it's going to show the Guardians Mental Health logo whenever I switch scenes, which I really love. But if I go to Docs, and let's say I want to see my chat, I can click this. It's going to bring up chat. It brought up on the left side where I like it, and it puts it there. And then let's say I go to Docs again. I'm like, man, I really want to know and be able to change my stream information at any time. Pops up on the right-hand side. These are completely movable. You can move them over here on the left. You can keep them up top. You can keep them, I don't know about down below, but you can keep them over to the right. And sometimes this gets finicky on the right side. There it goes. And I like to have, for instance, my activity feed. So sometimes when I'm using a different service, which I'll talk about in a second, it doesn't necessarily pop up immediately. So I like to put my stream information here, and then I like to do my Twitch activity feed on the right-hand side. That way, I can see if someone follows or subs or redeems a request on stream because I have different chat requests, and you can set those up on Twitch really, really easily through your panel. You go to community, you go down, and there's like channel points rewards. You can go do that. I don't know if I'm able to show that here or not at the moment. I'd have to go look. But you're able to do that. You're able to do those redeems. They're right here. I'm actually having a moment. Let me turn off my camera real quick. There we go. But you can set all these different things. So like I play a lot of Smite, so I have God request. You can choose to redeem that. And if I hit redeem and I put, for instance, Cupid, it will not let me send it because I'm not streaming right now, but I'd say Cupid on this right-hand side in my activity feed, which you can see down here, someone request, God request, casuals only. They requested Yanis. So I was able to know and have it there in the activity feed for me to see. But along with that, you'll see some people when you're watching streams, they have chat bots or they have timers where it always posts information every certain amount of time, or you have different commands. For instance, like I like to have all my information on a link tree, which is a great way to have all your social platforms on one link. So your YouTube, Twitch, for instance, I have a podcast, I have a friend's podcast I have on there. I have the Guardians mentalhealth.org website, and you could do !point link tree. And when you do that, that command will pop up in the chat, or it should. Right now it's being goofy, so it's not going to do that. But here you can see all the different commands that I have. For instance, I have Twitter, Discord, podcast. This is through Stream Elements. There's also Stream Labs, and I'm sure there's many others. I just really like Stream Elements. You can customize your chat commands. You can add a new command, type it in here, and put test. You can type what you want the response to be, how can anybody use it? Can only subs use it, VIPs, and so forth. And then you can also choose, like, is it only, a certain amount of times it can be used to stream. You can also go over here to timers. And for instance, I have it post my link tree every 30 minutes in an interval of 30 minutes. You can type link tree, it'll post it, and it does that for you every 30 minutes. You can also go through here and set up your alerts for your stream. So your sound effects, when you get a follower, you get a sub, you get a raid. And you can go to stream tools, you can go to overlays. I use an arcade pop alert, so I hit edit, and it will bring that up for me. And I can go and I can actually set up my alerts, which is really, really nice. So if I go to my follower alert, I recorded all these myself, but I can go and I can do the setting here, and then I can hit play.
Happy, joy.
And I did that myself. I adjust the volume for it how I want, and then I move about my day. If I want to do subscriber, I go and I can do the same thing. Again, I recorded all these myself. You can go pick up a sound effect and save it and use it as your audio. You just hit upload sound, it'll play it. But
Welcome to the frenzies.
You can set all those up to work how you want to. The same thing is available through Streamlabs. It's really just a preference of what you would like to use there. But hopefully that helps you get into streaming with a nice, easy setup. Again, I'm BlaiseMcBaine. Thanks for coming to check out the Guardians Mental Health Esports Kit and the videos that go along with it. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate being able to help you all out as much as possible. Again, if you have feedback and there's anything you'd like to see added, make sure to reach out, and we'll catch y'all later. Bye!